Hi guys, I'm back again with 1200 odds of straight winning using our strict straight winning betting strategy. Alright, so in today's particular video, we are going to run through some games that are expected to end up as straight winning. So if you are just joining us for the first time, you should know that every weekend like this, we always have a long bet using either both team to score or straight winning. Alright, so without wasting much of our time, we have some games that are actually expected to end up as winning. Now, I'll be proceeding to the number one games that I have on my list, which happens to be the under the USA MLS League. That's the match between Inter Miami against Nashville. Actually, the home team is actually expected to win this particular game and play over 1.5 goals. Another option that you can actually go for is predicting the game as both team to score. But the odd that the bookmakers are currently allocating for the home team to actually win this particular game is 1.57 odd. Alright, so without wasting much of our time, I'll be proceeding to the next game under the Romania League. Now, let's look at the game. So Alright, so the game is here, and the bookmakers are currently allocating 1.23 odd for this particular game. Actually, it's not that I'm actually following odds; it is just based on the odds that the bookmakers are allocating to it. But based on our stats and analysis, that's the actual expected outcome, straight winning. Alright, so the next game is actually under the German three leagues, but unfortunately, I don't think we have that particular game here, or maybe probably they've postponed that particular game. So I'll be skipping this particular league for predicting straight winning. Alright, so let's proceed to the next league, and that is under the Sweden League. And if you are just joining us for the first time, please kindly make sure that you follow these particular predictions with care. And if you have any opinion or suggestion, you can actually help us to drop it in the comment section. Alright, so this is the game I'm looking for under the Sweden League. The bookmakers are currently allocating 1.43 odds for the home team to actually win the game. So if you are not using this particular bet platform, you can select your games manually. And also, if you want to be accessing most of our booking codes, you can actually join any of our group in the comment section or in the video description. So moving on to the next game, which happens to be under the German league. The favorite team to actually win this game between the match between Borussia Mönchengladbach against Bayern Munich, we have Bayern Munich to win this particular games at odd of 1.24 odd. If the away team does not win the game, definitely something is wrong, or let us just call it the nature of sport. So the next game that we have is actually under the Estonian league. We have Tartu JK against Tameka against Tallinna, something like that. The bookies are allocating 1.58 odd. Actually, both teams are not in form, but the home team is actually expected to win the game based on their goal scored, average goal scored in the for this particular season alone, and some other factors. And the next game is under the Norway League, and we have the match between Viking and Brian FK. So the bookies are allocating 1.33 odds for the home team. And under the Norway League 2, we have Lillestrøm. They've always been informed throughout the season, and checking their head-to-head, we realize that Lillestrøm happens to be the most favorite team to win this particular game. That's why the bookmakers are allocating a very small odds to that particular game too. So the next game that we have is under the Finland League, and this happens to be the only fixture that we have for Saturday under this particular league, and the bookies are allocating 1.49 odds. Don't forget, this happens to be a long bet, so we are looking into just Saturday games alone. Then from there, we move on to predict Sunday games, and let's see if we are going to achieve this particular 1200 odds. And this particular odds may change in your own bet platform. Alright, so another game that you have is under the Netherlands League, and this happens to be the league games that the bookies are allocating 1.22 odds. See, the odds that you guys are seeing is not, I'm sorry for getting that kind of odds, but actually based on the analysis, these are the games that we are expecting to end up as straight winning, the most accurate game from our side. Alright, so another game that we have is under the Bulgarian League, and the odd that the bookies are allocating is 1.18 odd. I'm sorry, this particular odd seems to be ridiculous, but based on the stats and analysis, it happens to be one of the games we are actually expecting to end up as straight winning. All right, so proceeding to the next game, we have this particular game under the Slovakia league, but I don't know if it is under Slovenia. I think it should be under Slovenia, Maribor, something like that. All right, so we have it under the Slovenia league. So this particular game, Maribor, this particular team, they are expected to win the game at out of 1.34 odds. And proceeding to the next game, we have this particular game under Qatar Stars League, and that is Al Sadd SC. This particular game, we are expecting the home team to win this game at out of 1.57 odd. Alright, so far we have 12 games, and that's not all. We still have more games to go with. Alright, so my next game is under the Saudi Arabia League, and we have one of our favorite teams win the game there based on the stats, based on our analysis, last 5 games, last head to head, average scored, many more like that. The away team is actually expected to win this particular game, that is Al Nasser. The bookies are allocating 1.21 odds. The odd is very, very small, but based on the stats, they are expected to win. And under the German league, we have Borussia Dortmund to also win their game at odd of 1.46 odd. And under the France League 1, the match between Brest and PSG, we are expecting PSG to win these particular games at odd of 1.38 odd. So we have 15 games for Saturday, and we have the total odd of 98 odd for just Saturday alone, straight winning. Actually, if you want to edit this particular game, you can actually remove, but make sure that you are not adding. And if you want to edit it, you can actually go for the save option, either the double chance or the handicap. Or maybe probably you find you are seeing some games that you are not really expecting them to end up as straight winning, you remove them. Alright, now so proceeding to Sunday games, which happens to be the second day of our long bet slips. So we have our first game under the Denmark League, and that is Midtjylland. And the odd that I'm getting there is actually 1.42 odd, and we have 16 games so far. And proceeding to the next league, we have this particular league under the Poland, and let me see if I have the game. Okay, here it is. So the bookies are allocating 1.23 odds to hit. Very small, I'm sorry about that too, but that's what we have on the list. Alright, so proceeding to our next game, which is under the Latvia League, we have Riga FS. The bookies are allocating 1.17 odds. We are actually expecting the home team to win, and home team over 1.5 goals. Bet builder, but let us focus on straight winning alone. Alright, so the next game is under the France League 1. That is the match between Lille and Metz. Lille is expected to win this game at odd of 1.38 odd. You guys can actually apply these particular features of using maybe 1 up or 2 up in case if you want to edit this particular slips. Alright, so moving on to the next game, which happens to be under the Sweden League. So I have a particular game there. The bookies are currently allocating 1.34 odds for this particular game. Checking the stats, we are expecting the home team to actually win. So I think I have another game here under the Scotland League, that is Rangers. So we are expecting Rangers to win against Kilmarnock at total of 1.35 odd. And under the Serbia Super League, we have the favorite team there, and based on the stats, it's not only about favorite. We realize that the away team is actually expected to win at odd of 1.23 odd. So we have 22 games already. We are going to check. Alright, so proceeding, we have more games. That is under the Hungary MB1 league. That's, I think, their major league. We have this particular strong opponent. That is the strong team, one of the strongest team in that particular league, and we are expecting that team to win based on the stats. You can also check their last 5 games head to head, and if you feel like some things are not right there, you can actually edit it out. Alright, so under the Slovakia League, I have this particular team, Slovan Bratislava. This particular team is expected to win at thought of 1.28 odd. Based on the stats, based on the analysis, that's our prediction. And if you are not okay with it, kindly edit it out. Alright, so the next game, which happens to be our last game, that is under the Portugal League, that is Sporting against Tondela. We are expecting Sporting to win, and with just 25 games, we are able to accumulate 1,283 odds. Alright, don't forget, no strategy is 100% accurate, but to some extent, this happens to be our best pick for this particular weekend long sleeps. Alright, so thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Don't forget to bet responsibly. Bye bye.